Hello, this video is just going to go over the OYOs and the very last part of class today that Mrs. Clifner had to rush through, and I apologize. And the idea, it says no more farmer, simplify each expression. So what I'm trying to get you to see is that there is kind of like an imaginary dot there, right? A number next to parentheses means to multiply. So I have to multiply the 3 times the p and the 3 times the 7. And with this box, I can put 3, and I can make this be the length p, and this is the length 7. And when I find the area of this piece, it's 3 times p, and the area of this piece is 3 times 7. So the equation I write is 3p plus 7 equals, I'm just creating something equivalent. We know this is the area. It's 3 times p plus 3 times 7. Now here's the thing. This becomes 3p, and I can do the math. 3 times 7 is 21. So this is the simplified expression. Now on this box, I'm going to move the box over because it's going off the screen. Okay, let's grab it. Oh my gosh, I'm going to use my mouse. Here we go. I'm just going to move that there. And then I'm going to put the 8, well, it's on the right-hand side, so I could put it here. And then when I break up the box, I'm going to call this m, this is 4. But I'm still multiplying the width times m and the width times 4. And it makes sense to put the coefficient first. Remember when I first talked about the multiplier in front of a variable is called a coefficient. And I'm also going to put the 8 first here because I'm distributing the 8 to each of those area parts. So my equation becomes m plus 4 times 8 equals 8 times m plus 8 times 4. And then this just becomes 8m, and the 8 times 4 is 32. So those are the simplified expressions, right? I can't do any more math unless I know what p equals or n equals. Okay, next. So this is trying to show you that you can do distributive, right, with a subtracted part of an area problem. Even though in real life it doesn't make sense that there would be a negative area, it is the part of the area that we're going to take away. So if this length is x and this is 6, the area of this part of the pen is 9 times x. I'm subtracting the area of this part of the pen, and it's 9 times 6. So my expression is 9 times x minus 6 is equivalent to 9x minus 54 because I can multiply the 9 times 6 and get 54. Okay, so these are some examples using the distributive property. If you still want to write a rectangle and show that you are using an area model, that is totally fine, right? I would do the 4 times n plus the 4 times 5. If you want to just start doing arrows to show me that you know that the number outside of parentheses means to multiply, and it needs to be multiplied by everything inside, that's totally fine too, right? You're starting to get the abstract part of it. 4 times n is just 4n, and 4 times 5 is 20. That's how I simplify. Now this one, I have a minus sign, so I know I'm basically taking some area away. And I'm going to multiply the 12 times the first term, the 12 times the second term. So I rewrite this as 12 times 2y minus 12 times 3. Now I put this in parentheses because it is a 2 times y already. And then I'm going to regroup, and I'm going to put the 12 and the 2 together, right? Because remember, we can use the associative property. And so I'm just going to multiply the 12 times 3, and I get 36. So now that I've regrouped the 12 and the 2 together, 12 times 2 is 24, so I get 24y minus 36. Right, that had a few more steps than the first example. Now the third example is having you multiply the 9 times 3 different terms inside. And I'm going to move it over here so you can see. It's 9 times 6 plus 9 times x. Actually, let me make that even higher up here. 9 times 6 plus 9 times x plus 9 times 2. When I do the math of 9 times 6, I get 54. 9 times x, I just want to get rid of the dot and write it sophisticated way like in algebra. And then 9 times 2 is 18. So there's the simplifying that I did there. Now I'm going to use the commutative property, right? And I'm going to move the 18 over there. So now I have 18 plus 54 plus 9x. And when I add the 18 plus 54, I get 72 plus 9x. That's as simplified as I can make it. Now we're on to the OYOs. These are the three that I asked you to do in class. Use the distributive property to simplify. First thing I do is I remind myself that I'm multiplying that number on the outside times everything on the inside. So I rewrite this as 7 times a plus 7 times 2. 7 times a is just 7 times the variable a plus 14, right? When I do the math. There we go. That's as simple as I can make that one. Number 8 becomes 3 times d minus 3 times 11. When I multiply 3 times d, it's just 3d. And when I multiply 3 times 11, it's 33. And now the last one just has 3 parts. 7 times 2 plus 7 times 6 minus 7 times, I'm going to put this in parentheses, 4d. When I do the 7 times 2, I get 14. When I do the 7 times 6, I get 42. Now this one I'm going to rewrite because I want the 7 times 4 in parentheses together. I'm using the associative property. I'm not moving anything, I'm regrouping. When I do the math with 14 plus 42, I get 56 minus 7 times 4 is 28 times d. Now, usually you write the term with the variable first, which was kind of weird for you guys because you really haven't seen negative numbers, but I would write negative 28d, even though I don't see it there. I know there's a plus sign. Mostly you would see it this way, but I expect you guys probably to put your answers in the box with 56 minus 28d. Okay, I hope that helps a little bit. I think the next page is just the homework assignment. Yep. And then I will put a link to my math property song. Bye-bye.